I'm Appy and this is PNN. As you can see, the yellow top drive behind me is stationary and we are moving. So where is PNN?
Today on Captain's Log.
This is the captain of the Geordie's Resolution. We are on sea date 40 and we're transiting up to San Diego. We've had a very successful scientific operation, and I know that the co-chiefs and the staff scientists and the scientists are very happy. I hear that a lot, and I see it on their faces when I see them in the hallways and down in the mess room. All right, once we finish in San Diego, the vessel has to go back to a small site off of Vancouver Island and into Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, where myself and all the crew will be disembarking the ship. I'm on my way up to my dad, who I don't get to see very much, and all kinds of my family at a family gathering. And after that's over, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to head her back to Nova Scotia, the east coast of Canada, and that's where I'm from, and that's where my family is. So it's been a wonderful trip out here. I've really enjoyed being part of the PNN and doing the Captain's Log, and maybe we'll see you again sometime on Captain's Log.
So, back to the family. But not before we give you an update of what happened during this drilling expedition.
You guys have quite the knack. You always seem to know when it's time. You look up and see we're doing 11 knots, and that's when you want a drilling update, right?
Indeed.
You're intuitive that way. Yeah, we finished our second site, quite successful, just as the first one was. Got 96.7% recovery for the site, for the 4 holes that we drilled. We set a new APC record for depth of APC coring to 414.4 meters below seafloor.
Very, very deep.
That broke a record that's been standing since 1992 that was 398.3 meters, set a long time ago in ODP history.
What? I'm happy.
We recovered over 1.6 miles of core this leg. And overall for the expedition, almost 97% recovery for the entire expedition, so that's quite remarkable. We considered it a very successful expedition.
A very successful expedition indeed. Thank you, Mike, for this fascinating drilling update. Yeah. So let's ask our co-chiefs what happened in terms of science during this drilling expedition. Isabella, what happened in terms of science during this drilling expedition?
Well, we got 2 fantastic sequence of sediments. We recovered 2.5 kilometers of sediments made up of all the major microfossil group that will be very useful for the studies that we can do on this material.
So what kind of studies will we be executing on this material, Mitch?
Well, right now what we have is just mud. So what we have to do is turn that into information. And so there's a whole variety of geochemical studies, microfossil studies, so we understand what the communities are, what they were doing, how they're affecting the carbon cycle, how the temperatures change. We have just hundreds of studies we can be doing.
So indeed, we will be very busy. Thank you, our dear co-chiefs, for this wonderful expedition.
Today on Who's That Guy?
今やってるのはですね、堆積物の、顕微鏡観察、スメアスライドの観察をやって、堆積物がですね、どういう岩層かっていうのを、決めてる、そういう作業です。I'm Takashi Ito from Ibaraki University, Japan. I'm on board as one of the 7 core describers. Here on the Geordie's Resolution, I spend the most of the time in front of the microscope to observe the huge amount of the smears light. So I don't know exactly where is the gym and where is the barbecue space and where is the movie. But it's okay, it's my duty here. I really like this kind of job. We can go anywhere in the world, north to south and east to west as a part of job. So nearly like Indiana Jones. Well, I'm very glad to appear the world famous PNN. Because most of my appearance in PNN was as background, so now I'm very excited. I have some experience to make and appear the scientific TV program in national broadcast in Japan. it's in Japanese language, so I could relax in front of the camera like this. 早速発見しました。我々がですね、今日会いたかった人なんですけども、もう調査を始めてるようなので、じゃあちょっと行ってみましょう。This is PNN, so PNN is like a Hollywood movie for me, so I'm very excited.
Well, this is a rather emotional moment for me, personally. Finishing up the last PNN. I can't believe it's already...
Appy? Appy? Ooh!
Ah, the weather. Katrien, tell us all about it.
Thank you, Appy. I'm Catherine Beltran, your paleo weather girl, with the weather report for June the 21st, 1896. As you can see, we've had some strong cooling over the past 33 million years, but this trend is gonna end. 2 months ago, a Swedish chemist, Svante Arrhenius, published a scientific paper saying that higher CO2 concentrations would lead to higher temperature. So let's burn some more coal and oil, and then we can have a very good warming. No more white fluffy stuff and some more crocodiles taking nap in the Arctic palm tree. This was your last PNN weather report. Thanks for your attention. Back to you, Appy.
Arctic palm trees, huh? How about that?
Appy, just want to let you know, if you look out on the starboard side, the Coronado Islands are now showing up. We're inside of San Diego. We'll be in shortly.
Oh!
We're there!
We're leaving! Good!
Bye!